Yes, guys, and welcome back to the Winning at Life podcast. In this podcast, as you already know, we help inspire people, take action, motivate them, help them with their professional goals, with their physical goals, with their mindset in every way possible, from stories of the past of me, of the guests that we've already had on here. And today I'm going to talk about how to be successful in 2024 from all areas: physical, professional, in every single aspect possible, even personal with your family and stuff. So this all stems from my story. If you've not listened to my story of the podcast, I'd 100% go back and listen to that, or listen to it after this one if this is your first one. And there was a point in life where, I'm not majorly successful now. I've not got multi-millions in the bank. I'm not doing anything entirely special, but I'm successful from my behalf and how I feel right now compared to where I was. I was a gym cleaner. My mum was in a heavily bad place in terms of drug abuse and mental hospitals, and kind of had all the odds against me, if you like. So there were three main pillars that I kind of focused on to improve my life, to improve my quote unquote success, to make sure that I'm living a happy life, fulfilling, and heading towards my values. So the three things that I've kind of split things up with is: number one, learning; number two, prioritizing health; and number three, living according to your values. What is truly important to you? Are you moving forward in that direction every single day? So I'm going to go deeper into them things. There was a point when I was probably from even 40, and like I weren't living a happy life. I was doing things that I definitely should not have been doing back in Salford. The total opposite of what I'm doing now. Really wrong things, if you like to say that. All the way through to probably 21, where I was living a life where I was saying I was happy, I was saying I was this kind of person who's going to do well and do this and that. And my actions were the complete opposite. I was fat, unhealthy all the time. I was yo-yo dieting. I was going out partying quite a lot. And I knew it wasn't me. So when I implemented these kind of three things, and when I focused on these three things day to day and made sure I was doing actually what was making me happy, moving the needle forward in my life, that's when, again, quote unquote, success to me started to unveil and happen. So learning, knowledge, as cheesy as it is, as airy-fairy as it is, knowledge is power. Like, I would not be sat speaking to myself on a microphone in a quiet room if I weren't confident in what I was saying, and weren't confident in the knowledge that I've got, and weren't confident in everything that I've learned over the last few years where I've actually switched on. And knowledge doesn't just have to be academic. It can be in terms of relationships. It can be in terms of the knowledge about yourself, health, the gym, nutrition, if you want a promotion. Knowledge is power, because knowledge gives you self-belief. When you have self-belief, you create motivation, it creates confidence, and then that will flood into anything that you want to excel in life. If you've got the power or the ability to learn, and the will to learn, because a lot of people are scared of learning. They finish school, they don't do fuck all after that. And even if you're an incredibly wise person, maybe you listen to this, you're already financially very successful, you feel like you don't need to learn anything, but you're in poor health, well, maybe there is a new avenue that you can actually learn things. So learning creates self-belief. I've been the most inspired when I've been learning, and I've been the most uninspired when I stopped learning. So when I stopped giving a shit at school, I went into college, did absolutely nothing with myself. I was wondering why I'm not happy every day, why I'm not inspired, why I don't bounce out of bed, why I want to stay in bed all day. I wasn't learning anything more about training. I stopped playing rugby because due to a massive injury to my leg. And, sat wondering why am I unhappy? Why is this happening to me? I'm partying with my mates, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It's because I wasn't progressing at anything. Because when you learn, you can then progress at the thing that you want to progress at. Once you see progress, then that, guess what, creates motivation in whatever you're doing. People will say, I hate my job. People will say, I hate the gym. People will say X, Y, Z, along them lines. And most of the time, it's just because they're not progressing at that thing, and they don't know how to progress at that thing. So a good saying is that you don't know what you don't know. So you need to go and learn the thing to actually progress from the thing. And how you do that is get a mentor, get a coach, get someone who's done the thing, and them to teach you how to get there. And then suddenly you will start slowly to live a much more successful life. Again, knowledge is absolute power. Back to the gym as a prime example. You're not overwhelmed by the gym. You don't hate the gym at all. You don't hate exercise. You just don't know what you're doing, so you have a really bad perception of it. You perceive it in such a negative light. So if you learn it, you'll get better at it, you'll enjoy it, you'll see progress, big knock-on effect, and that will flood into other areas of life. You hate your job, you want a promotion, you want more finances, but you don't have the skills or the knowledge that you need to acquire to get that promotion, to get that new job, to start the business. Again, that's possibly why you are unfulfilled in the workplace right now. Because you're not making progress in the aspect to get to the destination that you want. So, okay, learn from your peers, learn from people who are above you in that position right now, or who have run the business and been successful at that business. Me, myself, my whole life changed from a personal aspect when I got a mentor in terms of business from someone who runs one of the biggest fitness businesses in the world. You guys are better off than me, obviously, not him. And when I got a coach, a fitness coach, because they're the two most important things to me, which I'm going to talk about in terms of values later. And they're the two things that I wanted to progress at. And I did, through getting mentorship, through getting help. I asked for help. And now I have a bucket load of knowledge, but you never know enough. So always continue to learn. So guys, if you are feeling a little bit shit, if you're not feeling amazing, it's probably because you've not learned anything in the last 12 months. So set some learning goals. What do you want to learn? That's going to inspire you. It's going to motivate you. It's going to move you forward in the area of life that you want to move forward in. And that will make a huge difference to success. And that will flood into all areas of life, continuous learning. So number 2 would be prioritizing your health. Again, I've been overweight. I've been 17 stone, high body fat, lethargic, lazy. And it's no coincidence that, because listen, I have my down moments as well. I've been out of shape recently. Like when I moved to Dubai, I was massively overwhelmed, loads of pressure on me. One thing with me, right, is I put far too much pressure on myself to be the best. Like I'm 25 years old. Since I kind of switched on and got my head screwed on and started doing this thing and building Winning Fitness and helping the people that I help, I put far too much pressure on myself. Like if someone leaves or if someone doesn't sign up because maybe something I said wasn't right or I'm not good enough, there is so much pressure on myself. And the move to Dubai, to be fair, added to that. Like it's the best thing that I ever did, by the way, but it definitely added to that pressure, and I let it get the better of me. As you probably listen to this can probably relate to that. Let it get the better of me business-wise, in terms of the pressure of financially and stuff like that. And I just kept taking the easy option. Wasn't prioritising my health. I was training, I was ticking boxes, if you like, but food-wise, nutritionally, supplementation, cardio, all this just went to the back burner. And it's no coincidence that things started going wrong. Nothing was growing. Nothing was getting better. I was arguing with Mish. She'll tell you. I was being really moody with Misha, so my relationships were tarnished. Not tarnished. We're absolutely fine. She's actually sat to the left of me now. She'll be like, "What the fuck are you still talking about, you?" But it was detrimented. It was going downhill, and it was all because of me self-destructing, because I was in an unhealthy position. I weren't happy with my health or how I looked or how I felt. This year, and I can go back actually 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 7 years ago, let's say. When I was 17 stone, I had nothing going for me. And the first stepping stone that happened to me to be on this podcast right now was me actually losing a couple of stone. It literally made the whole difference to my life. Another example, Sean, my coach, who is a member of Winning Fitness, he lost 5 stone with me, personally working one-to-one. He was in a job that he hated. All right, money. It was good money, he said. He absolutely despised his job. And he'll admit that. And he used to say it to me on the check-ins. And he lost 5 stone. And that opened doors for him, because now he's a coach for Winning Fitness. He's absolutely smashing it with his clients. He absolutely loves his job. He literally purely does it for fulfillment. I think I wouldn't have to pay Sean a penny, and he would still actually do what he does because he loves it. And that's the kind of doors that prioritizing your health will open for you. New avenues, a new mindset, new level of resilience. So prioritizing your health has to be key to be successful. Like I, and this is genuine, I've trained and know very successful people, let's talk millions, that I can't call successful. Some, like, at one point, I couldn't say you were successful, because if you've got money in the bank, but you get knackered as soon as you kick a ball with your son, are you successful? Really? Because then finances won't save your life later down the line. So I think success is a whole kind of rounded thing in terms of life, in terms of your health as well. All the finances of the world is great, but if you do not have your health, then even if right now you're performing well at work, things are going well, if you're lethargic every day, if you're low in energy, if you're uninspired, if you're struggling to get out of bed because you've had a takeaway every night for the last 5 nights, and you've had shit sleep, and you've not trained, you've not moved your body, you've got no muscle mass, how long until the ice breaks and performance in work or business or whatever you're doing starts to go downhill, and you're wondering why? Prioritizing health, everything, your relationships, a successful relationship. So I'm talking about all layers of success. A happy, successful relationship. Are you sexually confident? Are you sexually active? Are things going well in that department? Can you take your top off in front of your wife without her thinking, fucking hell, he's let himself go? Because I thought that a few times. And I know Misha's got confidence issues in front of me as well. So we need to prioritize our health to also have a healthy relationship. Who's been short with the kids? Listen to this. Have you ever been short with your kids? I haven't got kids, so I can't speak from a personal aspect of my story here. But I know when my mum's health hasn't been intact, she's been very short with me. Do you know what I mean? Because she's not inspired, she's not energized. She hasn't got the energy. When I was a little chubby kid running about, being naughty, super short. She had no fuel in her, no exercise, so her temper was short, her fatigue was there, and she'd snap. And so would most people listen to this as well with their kids. Like, you finish work, you get home, oh my God, I've got to deal with you. So again, prioritizing health is the foundation of your life. Now, to do that and to improve your health, if you don't know how to do it, you can get a coach, you can get help, you can get advice. Listen to this podcast every single week. And yeah, so to prioritize your health, I'd quickly go over it, like how you can do it, like 3 values. This is what the podcast is for. First off, work out your calories. Make sure you know the correct amount of calories, and I will put a free calorie calculator in the bio of this podcast as well, so make sure you go and click that. You can choose the aggression at what you go at and the rate of weight loss as well. So work out your calories, make sure you know your calories, learn how to calorie count. That is key. Whereas for the person listening to this, you're probably quite busy, you're probably high stress. Go out for 2 walks a day. 1 early doors on your break at work or something, or before work, 1 after work. That will add 10 years of quality of life onto your life alone, doing 10,000 steps a day. It's definitely achievable. How many have I done right now? 12K I've done. I know, and people say, oh, but it's your job. But I sit in an office all day on my laptop. I'm no different to anyone else. It can actually happen for you. Other than that, I would definitely get exposure therapy in the gym if you can. Even if it's free 30-minute sessions, you start with classes, you pick up some dumbbells, you get exposure therapy, start learning. That will make a huge difference to your strength, to your energy, to your hormonal health as well, because we've got to keep that intact as well. That is something I need to mention, testosterone, hormonal imbalance for women, which we'll probably dive into with Misha later, with her having PCOS as well. So yeah, all these things are very, very important to your day-to-day performance in every aspect of life. I'm not just talking from a physique point of view, which is also very important. But yeah, you'll carry yourself different. You'll have more energy for the people around you. You'll also inspire and set the example for people around you, especially your kids and little ones. You'll probably, if you're your partner as well, probably look and go, I better sort my shit out. And you will just walk in a room with your chest held higher, and with more confidence, more energy, more resilience, more kind of decision-making improvements around there as well. So yeah, prioritize health. So we've covered learning, we've covered prioritizing your health. And the last one would be, which is probably something that I ramble on about a lot on my stories. There's no point in me putting this in like short form content because it's very detailed. It has to be clear. There's so many questions that you can ask yourself, but living according to your values every single day. I remember a couple of years ago, might have even been last year, I put a story on about and just asking people, are you living according to your values? Like, do you even know what your values are? And basically, values are what are the top 5 things that are truly important to you, that inspire you, that you get up in the morning for. So let's say mine is growing, winning fitness, it's health, and it's family. If I never see my family, if I'm not eating well and going to the gym, and also if I'm not learning how to run winning fitness and grow winning fitness, I'm going out partying, I'm eating shit. Am I going to be inspired? A lot of people will be inspired by partying, by eating crap, and by not learning and playing FIFA, because that's what's important to them: relaxation, socializing, and enjoyment of food. Okay, maybe that's someone's values, but if you're living that way and not feeling happy, it's 100% down to you not living according to your values. So there is something on Dr. John Demartini. I've read into a lot of his stuff. This is something for you guys to go and do right now. Probably go on his website, and there's something called the value equation, and it'll ask like 20 questions about yourself. So it's like, where does your money go? What do you do in your spare time? What do you view as the most important things? What is the main thought that goes through your head every day? Why do you wake up in the morning? What do you talk about from a social aspect? All these kind of things matter, and you need to be on a path to self-discovery. Like, that is probably the biggest thing I ever did that sorted me out. I remember reading a book, and it's like it changed my life. It was weird. I was just this lazy person in lockdown, was getting into all sorts back at home in Salford every single weekend, stuff that I really didn't want to be involved in. And I read a book, and I was like, okay, that felt good, because I learned, because I was prioritizing what was important to me. And I started moving forward. And then suddenly I'm happier every day. And then things have a massive, massive compound effect. So if you can do anything right now, if you've got pen and paper around you, grab it, and literally, what are the top 3 priorities this year? It might be travel, it might be family, it might be friends, it might be health, it might be finances. And understand, okay, finances are important to me. How am I going to maximize that? Probably improve my health and energy so I can perform better at work. All these things that I've spoke about today, they mold into one, and they will create this person who you want to be. And I'm speaking from experience again. My success will be different to yours. Your form of success could be having a happy family, a happy home. So if it's not happy right now, if you're being short, if you're short-tempered, if you're not getting on with your partner, then look at your values, look at your daily actions. Do they align? If health is important to you, are you going to the gym? Do you have a plan? Are you learning from that aspect? If finances are important to you, are you saving? Are you looking for a promotion? Are you starting a business? Do you know how to do all them things? This is something that I'm so passionate about, as you can probably tell from how I'm speaking, how kind of strong-willed I am on it, that these things can change people's... This bit of advice can change your life, literally, because it changed mine in the way that I wanted it to. And it's a never-ending cycle. It's never going to stop. You have to continue to progress. You have to continue to realign your values, because they can change from time to time. As I'm getting older, I'm realizing that actually I really love chilling on a Saturday night with Fuego and Misha and watching films, because I value that downtime. I value kind of family time. I call it a little family. We need to get Fuego on a podcast, don't we? See what he can say. So yeah, guys, 3 main things if you want to be successful in 2024. Number 1, learn. Number 2, prioritize your health, because that will flood into all kinds of things. And 3, identify your values and make sure your daily actions are moving towards them values, and they align very well. Cool. If you enjoyed this, please give it a share. Please share it on your story, like and subscribe. And yeah, if you need personal help with your self-development, with your fitness goals, just message Winning Fitness on Instagram, the word winning, and I'll know you've come from this podcast.